you set up here. Waiting for a few people to come on. I'm going to be drawing King Triton in a card format. Let me see, why is that shadowy down there? Oh, I see. I'm just waiting for a few people to come on. I know there's a lot going on in the news today, especially with the weather in Florida. So it might be fitting that we are drawing King Triton tonight. He was originally a sea god with the torso of a man and the tail of a fish, like a merman. He was the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite, I believe her name was. Okay, I'm just going to start drawing. And pretty soon some folks will come on. Hello. I'm about to start my drawing of King Triton as the king of a card face. So like a playing card, and I've got a very light sketch of it. I'm going to start going over it with, I think I'm going to go ahead and use a vector brush in black to get it going. And you notice it just started a new layer there. So I'm also using a symmetry button. So you're going to see something, me drawing up here, and it's going to show down here too, or I'll draw down here and it'll show up there. In fact, that's maybe how I'm going to start, because I tend to get my hand in the way. So we're doing the crown first. And it's a pretty bold line. I think I'm going to lighten this line up. It's quite bold. And we're going to go back. It was just a little bit too bold. There we go. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am going to, I've pre-drawn King Triton here. It's very light. I'm going to go over all of it with a heavy line tonight and then color it in. And this is a precursor to what I'm planning for Saturday morning, is to do a lesson of how to draw King Triton, not in a card format, but just drawing him as a character. And I'm going to do a kind of a step-by-step so people can follow along if they want to. That's my hope anyway for Saturday. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and work on the face. He's got a really, let's go here. I'm going to go to this side. That pen is still a little too thick for what I'm trying to do. So when I get to the nose area, it's nuanced. And then he's got a mustache. Brow. So it's kind of a combination of this sort of merman looking character with a traditional beard and hair of a face card. If you have playing cards, you can open traditional playing cards. You can check out your deck and you'll see a similar kind of a hairstyle with these curls at the bottom on the king face card. I'm also going to try and keep my hand out of the way. I see a few people in here. I have a couple thumbs up. Again, let's show you how the symmetry is working. So you can see at the bottom, the exact same thing is happening. My symmetry line is this diagonal blue line. And this is found under the little grid box under the word symmetry. You can open it up and see all sorts of different kinds of symmetry. This is the one I'm using. It's a rotational symmetry. When I do the drawing on Saturday, I'm going to practice it ahead of time. I might do it on paper just so that people following who don't have an iPad will be able to see that it can be done on paper. Not just on digital. I'm going to change what's going on with those lines a little bit. Okay, let's go back out a little bit. I don't know how much of this gray is going to show up on your screen. I guess it's there. Thanks for hanging with me. I'm just going to check my comments real quick. The program is Adobe Fresco. The original was free-handed. Will Wild Flims is asking, is this free-handed? My original sketch underneath that's gray was free-handed, and I have a video of how I got to that point. That's very, it shows all the mistakes I made and mess-ups I made, and I can show that at the end. Well, hey Miko, I am so glad you're smiling today. That makes me happy to hear. And Johnny, make sure you heard that that's Adobe Fresco is the program. Floor F. Mike Hunt is doing, it's your friend's birthday today, and I'm trying to get as many YouTube live streams to say hello to him. Can you please give him a shout out to Mike Hunt? Sure. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mike Hunt. So happy to hear that. I hope that you're on here and can hear me. Thank you, Lennox. It'll show up a lot more when I finally get it blacked in, and then we'll go to color tonight. And I appreciate the thumbs up. I am trying to grow my channel. I'm a beginner here. and I find that I connect with people a lot on YouTube, so please subscribe if you enjoy watching me draw or you want to learn how to draw yourself. I teach as I go, basically. But so let's do the overall body here. We made King Triton. I made King Triton with big muscles. And here I've got a conch shell. I kind of want to look up what a conch shell, I want to leave this a little bit blank. I might take a break later and look that up. I don't have a conch shell in my possession, although I have had them and seen a lot of them when I've gone down to Captiva Island. So right now I have a family member who owns a house on Captiva Island, and they are experiencing a hurricane, unfortunately. And so my thoughts and prayers are with my brother. He's safe. He's in Fort Myers on the east side, far away from the water, thank goodness. And he lives on Captiva, and his house is on Captiva. He's staying in a hotel while this is all going on. And I know that he lost internet just recently. I know the island just lost power. I have a family thread going on right now about that. So we're all sort of just waiting to see what's going to happen. Okay, I put a little necklace on King Triton with a seashell on it. And then his belt has another seashell here, and I might make that just a little more, a little bigger, a little more dominant. So let's check the comments here. Nothing new. I will check again in a little while. Show you what it's all looking like with both sides of the card. I'm gonna draw with that. So, whoops, what happened there? I'll draw so you can see what it looks like with the symmetry button on. Okay, I'm gonna go back up here and clean these up because I knew I was. So one of the things, if you can use the Adobe Fresco vector lines as ways to contain color when you go to paint, but if you have even a little gap the paint will spill out all over everything. So I always have to kind of go back and double check that I've joined all my lines together. I'll put a little shadow in there. He is going to be the king of diamonds. King Triton is. I kind of want to put that over the bottom of the diamond to hold it where it needs to be. There we go. Still looks like a diamond. So maybe King Triton will be kind to the people that live in Florida right now who are at the mercy of the sea. Make sure I'm still in there. Thanks for hanging out. I got a few more thumbs up. Thank you so much. It really encourages me to keep doing this. Appreciate that very much. So I will show you at the end how I came up with this design. I'm going to clean this up a little bit here. Oops. That's a little... Just put a little more make his fingers just a little bit more like fingers would be. I think I'm actually going to make that hide behind there, make it more like it's got a bend in the thumb. Whoa, my eraser's too big now. Bring that down a little bit. Go back. I am just going to do a quick check of the comments. Okay, it's looking like we're good. And I'm going to check one other thing really quick. I just want to look at a conch shell real quick, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there we go. Okay, so a conch shell has some points coming off from one side of the spiral, but they actually end up being like part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue with that look that I just created there. And then it actually has, the shell actually comes down like this. And there's a big opening like that. Now the thumb doesn't actually work anymore, does it? Unless I show, I know what I have to do. I have to change my curve. Not a problem. There we go. All right, so you're getting to watch me work this out. It's still not quite where I want it, but it's getting closer. So what I want to do is bring that spiral up here to the top. That feels better. And I don't think I'm going to need this one over here anymore. Interesting. Okay, I'm figuring this out. All right, so we're going to get rid of the way the way the shell really is that this side is all smooth. And then the points are on the other side. So let's fix that, because this is bugging me that I don't have it right. Okay, and then this is going to come like that. Ah, wrong brush. This is what you go through when you're drawing. It's like, oh, I don't have that right. I've got to get it the way I want it. I need it different than how I have it. Okay, so now I've got this side. This side's working. We're just going to create kind of a shadow in here. It's hanging on to the edge of the shell. And then here is where we're going to start to see those. I'm going to have to go back and clean up all these lines. That's okay. That's why I pre-drew this, because I basically went through this on the entire drawing. Like, how do I want that? Do I want that in front of that? Do I want that behind that? And it's very time consuming, and it, you know, in a way, it's good to show that in live, but then also it's like, that's a little bit too much to show in live. It's to work out every little detail. Okay, so his belly comes down under into his belt like that. And we're gonna zoom out and look at this in a second. As soon as I clean up this last line right here. Oh, I gotta clean up those two lines. It's looking a whole lot better though. It actually looks like a conch shell. Conch, I know I'm saying it wrong. Can you spell it? If you know how to say it, spell it phonetically in the comments so I can pronounce it right. Okay, we'll show you the whole card so far. I'm checking the comments and there's, okay, thank you. Be right back in just a second. Okay. Thank you. Somebody said they love my channel, and they evidently like cats and Swifty, so super. Okay, back to work on the King of Diamonds card, which is King Triton. Appropriately, somebody we're paying attention to today with all the wild weather that's going on in Florida. Okay, I did overlap that, didn't I? And so we got the belt done, the shell done, his scepter, I want to do something interesting with the K, but I haven't quite figured out what it'll be. Maybe it'll have to do with a fish or something like that. Okay, so next we're gonna create the fishtail and the body. So let's start here. You can really see the symmetry button working. This is Adobe Fresco that I'm using. I'm drawing on my iPad with an eye pencil, and I have a back button, which comes in pretty handy. I try not to get too picky, but when I'm drawing on paper, I use an eraser, so it seems appropriate. Okay. Now I made those scales really big, and I think I'm going to keep them really big like that. So here we go. Just so you can see what the overall looks like. So that's kind of interesting, that last one. change this a little bit from my original plan. I don't think I'm happy with the tip of that tail. Just going to check the comments and then I'm going to fix that tail. Thank you. So we've still got a couple people hanging in. Thanks so much. We're doing a face card, the King of Diamonds, and we are using King Triton as our subject matter. I will be drawing another version of King Triton on Saturday morning, is my plan, and it'll be a step-by-step to get the King Triton shape. Tonight I basically started with a drawing I had already done, lightened up in gray, and I'm kind of going over the top of it, and then I'm going to paint it in. Okay, we're going to work on that tail. I think I'm actually going to make this one a little bit start here. This is where we're going to start. Making the changes. This feels a little bit better. Okay. Hopefully I'm not blocking this too much with my hand in your view. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Trying to grow my channel. If you subscribe, you'll get notified when I come on live. Oopsie. I didn't mean to do that. I'll join out these lines. Smooth this out. Okay, I'm going to have to tackle that K. I think I can't put it off anymore. First things, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the layer below it because it's distracting me. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit like coral. Okay. And then we need to add some nice waves and some water. So I'm gonna start here. I go a little bit bigger with my line here, so it stands out a little bit better. There we go. We're going to put some bubbles along this. And there we've got a nice ocean wave up in the corner. I think we can start painting now. And I think I'll leave the symmetry button on. And I'm going to start a new layer because I don't think I want the black to bleed into everything. I do want the black to be on top of all the color I'm going to do. So we'll go to a blue background, pretty light, and we'll do a wet brush. Let's start with a watercolor because it's water. And how am I going to do this? I'm going to outline a few things first. It's watercolor. It'll run over. It's okay. It would run over in real life, so not that this isn't real life, but I may switch to a little bit lighter blue just so I have some variation when I'm putting this down. Let's go even lighter so it's a little more watery. There we go. And let's go back to a little bit darker. Sorry, I slipped down on the page. I'm going to check the comments really quick. I'm using Adobe Fresco. Nate, thank you. You draw realism. I love realism. It was not really my specialty ever, but I really, really enjoy it. And I have a lot of respect for people who are able to do realism. It's fabulous. Mine has always come out, my art has always come out very colorful, playful, whimsical. I try and get serious, and it never works. I mean, I guess it could if I wanted to, but I think maybe it's because I live my life this way. I'm kind of happy. Not that realist artists are not happy. Of course they are. Okay, going back here, I want to make certain that you can see what I'm doing. So I have a tendency to put my hand right over the top of what I'm drawing, which is not good for being able to see what's going on. Okay, so I think I'm going to switch to a little bit more of a blue-green. Let's go up here to an aqua. There we go. And we'll start mixing that in. So you all might think of, when I say King Triton, you might think of The Little Mermaid, because there was a King Triton. I think it was her, I think her dad's name was King Triton. And he was, you know, kind of a big burly man, a merman. He had a white hair and a white beard. I think there was another one made after that, or maybe somebody just did a takeoff on it, where they show him as a younger man with red hair, which would make sense in Disney, in the world of Disney, because his daughter had red hair. So, okay, I'll buy that he had red hair. And I'm trying to decide what color to make this person. I kind of want to make him more fish-like. I want to make him a little bit more, maybe greenish. I'm not sure. I may stay traditional and just do a skin color, maybe just a medium skin color. Just checking the comments and checking over the painting so far. Thanks for hanging with me. I see we've got a couple people still in here while I'm drawing. And I'm going to add a little bit of this here and there, and then go back to the other blue. So I'll go back to my palette and choose the blue that I had before. Okay. Nope. I think because he's such a big part of the painting, I'm going to do his skin tone and so we get that part. We're just going to make him pretty medium. Let's see what happens when I... We're having a lot of bleed over. Let me go to another layer right here. Where was I? Merge that down. You can always go back on a layer on top to define some of this color where I've got it bleeding over if it looks like it needs definition. I'm okay with a little bleed over, but not too much. Oh, I'm going to undo that one. And we'll go with a little bit lighter version of that here. He has a little bit of green to him, just a little. Greeny brown. And I may add some green actually. I'm going to play around with that right now. What happens if I go over here and I get a nice strong green and I start adding in a little bit of green? Oh yeah. Love it. What's really nice is Fresco creates a palette for me. From the colors that I've chosen, it saves them all, which is very nice. Are we at the darkest? Is this darker? No, this is the darkest. So I'm going to find a nice gold here for this. and this right here. And I think maybe that's the color his hair is going to be. I'm gonna check the comments in a second here. So if you have a question you want to pop in there, iPad drawing with Adobe Fresco, iPad pencil. You can also do this drawing using a Wacom tablet. You can, if you have a phone that has a stylus. I used to have a phone back in the day when there was all sorts of crazy phones out there you could get. The one that I used was called a phablet. I'm going to go with a little more gold in this, just to see what happens if we add a little bit of gold. I like it. Okay. I think I'm going to go up to another layer above this and get some more definite color in his eyes and his eyebrows. That won't spread. There we go. That looks better. can merge that down. There we go. There. It's looking good on both sides of the card. Thank you folks for joining. I think we'll go back to the water. Am I not? I am. Okay. This is a playing card with King Triton. Using the symmetry button on Adobe Fresco. you have an opinion on what color the diamond should be, pop it in the comments and I'll check so that before I actually draw it, I'll see if anybody has an opinion. So I want to get a salmon color. There, that's starting to look kind of like a salmon color. Not orange, but salmon. And nope. I popped up onto another layer so that I could get a cleaner separation of color. And you can see like it's not blending in certain areas, so I can go back over it a little bit. And it'll be blent up on this layer above the other layer. I don't want to get carried away with making it perfect because it's not about being perfect, especially when you're using watercolors. Okay, I'm going to check the comments. Hi, blue. Cheyenne says blue. We'll try blue. Did you draw him yourself? Yes, I did. And I can show you at the end. I will show you the video of me creating him because it was quite a mess, let me tell you. It took me a long time to get this looking like this. But I didn't do it live. I did that part ahead of time. I'm going to go with a dark blue. I think that's a great idea. I think that's just what this painting might need, is some deep blue. Okay. And we need the watercolor. And we're on, I'm going to go on this layer where the K is. So I can get a nice clear like that. Great suggestion. And then we'll go with a lighter version of that just to blend it. Yay. Love it. Okay, so that means we're going to add some some of that dark blue in a couple other places. I think we're going to add some on this wave right here. Oh, so what's happening here? That it's because it's on top of the lighter blue. Oh wait, it's because I know what happened. I have to go back to this darker blue. If you're enjoying watching me, please subscribe. I'm actually trying to grow my channel, and YouTube doesn't really take you seriously until you have like 1,000 subscribers. So I would love it if you are enjoying this to please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Trying to grow my channel. Okay, let me just double check the comments. Oh, thanks. I've got a lot of people in here. Ryan, I did draw him myself. I don't see any new comments. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Alrighty. I think I'm going to go pretty yellow with the crown. We're going to make it pretty yellow to start with. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and drop some crazy color in there. I'm going to hit the undo if this doesn't work. I'm going to take a hot pink. What happens? Oh, it doesn't really show much pink at all. I like it. That works for me. There we go. And I'm going to go with a combination of pinks and yellows on that conch shell too. There's usually a lot of pink and corally colors in a conch shell. I might paint it down here and you can watch the colors probably more easily on this one. I gotta go closer so I can see. I like it. I think we'll go back and grab some of that pink up here. And then I'll just go with this idea of some white here and there. Okay, I'm going to add another layer on top of that, and because I want to add some spatter paint. I've been sticking with one paintbrush this whole time, which is very unlike me. So we want to go to recent watercolor. I want the spatter, and we're going to make it pretty small. And I'm going to go back and choose that pink. And then I'm going to go choose that gold color that we used for his seashells, belt and necklace. And then a little green because this is just way too much fun. How does that look? Kind of interesting. I'll probably rework that a little bit with some shadowing and so forth, but it's good enough for now. Oops. No. Let's go back to the watercolor that I had before. Go pretty small. That's kind of like that, that green highlight. Might add a little bit more of that. Okay. Wonder what would happen if I went back and grabbed that dark blue and put it in the middle of these green. Let's do it. Doing it. Love it. So that makes me want to go back and add some green to this guy. There. We're going to put the yellow here. Wrong. Thanks everybody for hanging in there that's still here. Thanks for all the thumbs up. I'm going to go back and grab my yellow. Work on this belt. Got a little carried away there. That's okay. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this bottom layer of the paint and I'm going to put in one color of, we're going to do greens and golds for his. So we're going to go down here to kind of a greeny gold. Okay, we're going to do just a lighter shade of that. Okay, now we'll go to a I think I want to go more towards the blue now. And I think I'll go on a different layer. Okay, now I'm going to switch to that spackle brush and play around with a smaller brush. I just gotta notice that my battery is low. Well, I've been on here a long time tonight. Usually don't stay on this long. Thank you for whoever's following with this whole thing. And here's an overall. If you haven't been by earlier, it's King Triton, King of Diamonds. I'm doing a face card, and I did a different one. I did the Queen of Hearts as a witch. That's also on my lives. I will turn this into a short, and I'm going to show you in a little bit when I get done how this program records everything, and so that you can see that. And you can also see my original, like, crazy bad hello Dogandi Outdoors, Curtis Cunningham, nice to see you. I'm working on Adobe Fresco on my iPad with an iPencil, and I may start to, let's see, if I've got everything filled in, I'm gonna start creating a little bit of shadow and highlight. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to put a layer. What's on this layer? Nothing is on this layer. Before I do that, I'm going to finish this diamond pattern in the center by going on a very top layer, small brush. Using the symmetry button to get the pattern quickly and exactly filled in as a mirror image for the face card. If you enjoy watching me draw, I do this every few days, and then I make a lot of shorts. You can, and I turn these into little art films, these drawings into little art films that are less than 60 seconds. You can see those on my channel. I've done quite a few of them. If you subscribe, it'll be easy to come back and check them out. And I'm also going to be doing some drawing lessons. I've done a couple, but I'm getting better at making videos, so I will be uploading some of those soon. Okay, I got that done. So everything filled in. So because this is hopefully this being transparent, if I take a really dark, dark blue and I'm on this layer underneath everything, I want to create a little bit of shadow. So I'm going to go big with my watercolor. See if it shows through. It's not showing through. Good to know. Okay. So we won't do it that way. What we'll do is put another layer on top. I won't go quite as dark. And it's going to create some kind of watercolor outlining to make him stand out a little bit. And I may end up doing some gold leaf on top. I've done that a lot on my drawings, and I like how it turns out. We'll fill that in right there. Just going to go around the shape of the king. That'll help me create contrast for when I put the gold leaf around the outside. Do you hear that dog? There's a dog calling for its owner, I guess. I don't know that I need to. I'll just do it lightly. Ooh, we're almost to the end of that. Okay. Okay, made a little bit of a botch there. I love it when I botch when everyone's watching, because we all goof up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very light eraser. Let's see if I can salvage that. That works for me. I like that. And then let's do the same up here in this. There we go. Sorry if you can hear that. I mean, that I feel bad for that puppy dog. He misses his person. I can hear him calling for his person. Okay. All right, so in case you're still here, oh, I see somebody's still here. Fabulous. I am going to show you the original sketch by doing the preview of the time lapse. Okay, let's see if it does it. Make sure you can see everything here. Okay, this is going to show what I did from the very beginning. Don't be shocked. There's going to be all sorts of crazy marks that are like, what? That doesn't look like anything like what you did. This is my original drawings, all sorts of things that I tried, things that didn't work. I definitely like the face though. Then it started to come together here. I moved things around and then I started building it out. And so when I started tonight, I had this all worked out right here, right about to where you see. Let's see here. Oh, I'm definitely playing around with that beard. There goes the belt. And then the background put in. Okay, so then I came on tonight and I started reworking all the lines, cleaning them all up. And that's when the video started tonight. I finished drawing the whole thing out, as you can see. And then I painted it in. And pretty soon we'll be right to where you joined me. So this has taken me almost 116 minutes to create. Well, no, it took me longer than that because I had done the sketch ahead of time, which took me at least an hour. So this is probably so far, I would say it's about a total of a 3-hour drawing, and I've done 116 minutes live. Really appreciate the thumbs up. Let me look at my comments. Okay. So yes, I did draw him to answer that question. Okay. And that may be where I end tonight. I may go and do a gold leaf on top. I suppose I could leave it running while I did that experiment. And if it looks good, I'll end up making a short, probably. I might even do that before I go to sleep tonight because it's still early where I'm at. It's only 8:30. So done. Let me just do a quick layer with a gold leaf outline and see how it looks. So I'm going to go to a vector layer and right here, and I'm going to choose a gold color, which I don't really have a good gold yet. There, that's a pretty good gold. So let's see what happens. I may say, no, I'm not going to do this, but we're going to try it. That is too thick of a line. So I'm going to undo it, bring it down to like 7. There we go. No, I don't think so. I don't think the gold leaf is the answer on this one. I actually think it would be better to bolden up the black line around him a little bit. The blue kind of worked. Oh, there's one other thing I want to play around with before I end tonight, and you who have hung through this can see. I'm going to merge all these layers down. Did that work? Whoops. What happened? Okay. And then I am going to hit my filters here and see what happens to the color. So that's normal. Here's if I darken it. Here's if I multiply. Color burn makes it disappear. Linear burn. Well, it's not actually working tonight. Sometimes I get all sorts of, let's go back to normal. Okay, so that's not going to work tonight. Let me merge the layers in the group. Now let's see if it works. Darken. No, it's still doing the same thing. Go back to normal. Okay, so that's not going to work tonight. Sometimes you can change the filters and it makes it extremely interesting and exciting to look at. But tonight it's not particularly. With all watercolor, I think is the issue. When I use a lot of vector and other types of brushes, then it becomes, oh, hi, Russian. Yeah, we must be in different time zones, I'm going to think. It's nice to see you. So tonight I did, if you're still here, I did I did the King Triton as the King of Diamonds card. And, oh, it's 10 o'clock there, so it's 8:33 here. So is it 9:30 or is it 10:30? Cheese, hello Cheese, nice to see you. Russian, Dogver, thanks for the thumbs up. Hey, before you leave, okay, the song. Please type the name of the song again. I looked through my notes where I wrote it down before, and I couldn't. Do you remember what song you were recommending? Oh, it's 10:33. 10 for Russian. and 10:33 for Cheese, and it's 8:33 for me. Russian, I think your clock is wrong. Okay, Russian. A Walk by Taicho. A Walk by Taicho. A Walk by Taicho. Okay, I'm going to look that up and see which one of my... I'm actually going to put it right there. It is now recorded in this live. A Walk by Taicho. I have looked and looked for that comment. Okay, remember, if you don't like it, then tell me, okay? Yeah, it's a deal. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. I'm not shy about that kind of thing. Let me move this down so people can see better. I'm probably going to work on this drawing in private a little bit because it just feels like it needs more. But the finish will show up in my short. So when I turn this into an art film, my short art film, there's going to be something different than what you're seeing here tonight, but I've grown tired and I don't want to mess up. I think it's pretty good the way it is, but it can be a little bit better. And so I'm going to start fresh on it later. The people pleaser. So I can't tell people. No, it's hard. I'm not sure. I think that means that you might be a people pleaser, so it's hard for you to tell people if you don't like something that they've suggested. Did I get that right, Cheese? Okay. Peace. Sorry you had tears on your eyes. I'm liking how that guy's face looks. I need to do some cleanup for sure. I'm just tired. I've been working on this so long tonight. I've grown weary and I want to take a break. Oh, got it. Geez, I said it right. Okay, super. Well, I notice I've got a lot of people in here now. It makes me feel bad about leaving when I've got so many people here. But like I said, if you enjoy watching me draw, or you want to learn how to draw better, I work on mostly on YouTube. I'm working on my iPad, but I have actually published a children's book that's all done in watercolor that I did on paper. And maybe I'll do a show and tell some night and pull out those paintings for the book that I published. You can go on my website, www.maggiebates.com, and my book is for sale on there. It's a children's book. It won some awards and it got a really good review, professional review. Russian, I bought a new iPad. I just couldn't keep going with that old iPad. It had my iPad in earlier. You'll see it. It had a big crack, more than a crack. I mean, it was just like a spider web across one side of it, and people seem to be okay with watching me. My book is called Raven's Roost. It's a children's book. I wrote it and I illustrated it, and I can quickly show you the cover. Hang on, I'm going to go grab one out of my bookcase. I'm still here, just going to grab that book. Oh, I love it. I'm doing a show and tell. Okay, here's the book. Raven's Roost. Raven's Roost. And so here's some of what it looks like on the inside. Did you ever wonder where the ravens go? Oh, nice, Cheese. I'm glad you drew your profile picture. And then here's some of the paintings on the inside. These were all done on paper, watercolor paper. And I painted all of these. Here she is climbing the tree. Let me see if I can find my favorite. That one is, you'll see that one, I actually did a little short of this one that is in a, where it shows me painting it. And I'll just page through here really quick. These are pretty cool, all the ravens at the end. Oh, I'm giving away the end of the book. Let me show you my other favorite here. This is my all-time favorite painting in the book, Raven's Roost. It was awarded the best book in the Little Peeps category from Chanticleer. So thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate it. For anybody else who's out there listening, who likes drawing, would like to learn how to draw, just remember that if you stop, your skills stop. If like you stop drawing when you're in 7th grade or 2nd grade, your skills stop. You have to get your skills better. You just have to keep going and you have to keep practicing. And like, this is not my best painting. It's pretty, like I said, I'm kind of tired. So, you know, it's got a lot of mess ups on it, and I'm going to do some cleanup and work on it some more. It's all, excuse me, it's almost like it's a little bit too busy. Excuse me. But I'm just going to keep working on it and keep practicing. So I encourage you to do the same. When you do a drawing or a painting and it doesn't turn out exactly how you wanted to, you can redo it, you can rework it. So I really appreciate. Oh, thanks, Russian. Oh, great. www.maggiebates, MAGGIEBATES.com. You can find the link in my profile on YouTube too. There, I put it in there. Good night. It's so great to have you come by again and again, Russian. I always enjoy it when you chime in. You're always so encouraging and positive. What a great human you are. Okay, I will stop fussing. Anybody else that's on here still, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I really appreciate people subscribing. I have a lot of art shorts that you can go over and look at. Alrighty, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody. Enjoy. Okay, good to hear it. Good night.